parents and school employees are at odds. What will I do? Well, I think the first thing is what's best for the student. I mean, you look at if, I don't know what this specifically is asking about, but parents are, of course, a very important part of a student's life, as are the teachers. But we have to look at what's best for that student, and they most times will agree that the parents and the school employees agree on that. But when they don't, I think we have to look at what is best for that student. You know, as a school board, we really aren't involved in those decisions. Our goal as a school board is to implement policy and task administration to administer that policy. So the only time we're really involved in student issues and parent issues is when they're appealed all the way up to the board level. So the day-to-day operations of a school board is not really involved in those day-to-day decisions. So I think that's very important to point out that the minor things that go on during the day, they aren't minor to who it's happening to, but those minor things are what we task our administration to do. So.
Yeah, this is one, as he said, this really should hopefully rarely ever come up to the school board level. Really, at the school board level, what we would have to do is make sure our policies are there in a way that protects the teacher, the student, and the parent, to make sure all three parties are being heard in any, I don't know what the dispute is in this case, but no matter what the dispute is, the policies have to be in place so that all three of those stakeholders, if you want, as you will, have a voice and have a way to, if they feel they're being treated unfairly, to go further up the chain and make it to the school board or somewhere eventually. Beyond that, like you said, it's hard at the school board level because it's more of a policy board. So I guess that's what I'll say about that.
The Aberdeen Public School District has a large challenge in front of them with over 4,000 constituents that come through the doors each and every day for 9 months out of the year, and some more than that, with facilities and interactions that happen and parents that are involved. You have thousands of people that have different interactions each and every day, and that is something that we've all experienced. We've all been through the school system, and we all have our personal stories of that teacher that reached out to us, that person that may have picked on us, that teacher you liked, the one you didn't really care for. And at those times, you have to know that there is a sounding board for the protection of the families, of the children, and also the staff as well. There's a process in place for any conflicts that may come up, and we have to honor that process to protect our staff members as well as the students as well, that there's the different tiers that we work through to answer those questions. And if it gets to the point where the school board needs to be involved, yes, we do have to look at the policies. We are a policy-driven organization, but we also have to be a group that makes a decision, not just based on policy, but what Brad said earlier, in the best interest of the child. And so while I wholeheartedly agree with most of the comments that were made, we need to honor the process that's already in place with any disputes that should arise. And one thing that we need to make sure our board is out in the community as well, because a lot of times the formal complaints won't come all the way through the process. It'll be someone that comes up and say, I heard this. And to be able to call that principal or that teacher and inquire about that, we have to have that ability to be able to do that as well, to be a voice sometimes for those that don't feel like they have a voice.
As everyone else has mentioned, this is a little bit difficult to address without knowing what the specific issue was. But I think that in general, school employees always have our best interests in mind when it comes to the students. That's part of their job, that's why they get hired. And as a board member, of course, it would depend on the policies that are in place. The board would help implement those policies at the administrative level so that principals and such are well trained in what they need to be doing and how to deal with any of these issues as they arise on a daily basis. And should that be escalated, it would be done so as the policies state, eventually getting to the board level.